What if the reason someone can't stop thinking about you has nothing to do with attraction and everything to do with how their mind was left unfinished? What if obsession isn't created by presence, but by absence at the wrong moment? Right now, someone is replaying a conversation, not because it was perfect, but because it never fully ended. And here's the disturbing truth most people never learn. The human mind does not obsess over people. It obsesses over open emotional loops. Stay with me, because once you understand how attention quietly turns into fixation, you'll know why some people stay in the mind all day, and others disappear the moment they leave. You say something meaningful, not dramatic, not rehearsed. Then you stop. Your tone doesn't drop. Your posture doesn't change. You simply let the moment breathe. Hours later, they can't remember exactly what you said, but they remember how it felt not to hear the rest. Psychological breakdown. The human brain is wired to complete patterns. When an emotional interaction ends without resolution, the subconscious treats it like a problem that still needs solving. This is known as the Zeigarnik effect. Unfinished experiences dominate memory more than finished ones. Emotionally powerful individuals don't rush to clarity. They allow space, and space forces the other mind to stay engaged. Curiosity loop, but silence alone doesn't capture attention. It has to feel personally targeted. You notice something subtle about them, a pattern in how they speak, a shift in their mood no one else reacts to. You mention it, calmly, accurately, they pause. Psychological breakdown. Being deeply seen activates emotional bonding chemicals. It signals safety, validation, recognition. But here's the darker edge. You didn't reveal anything equally vulnerable in return. They feel exposed but curious, connected but off balance. This asymmetry creates psychological tension. The mind begins to lean forward, searching for equilibrium. Curiosity loop, and curiosity becomes fixation when access to you feels selective, not guaranteed. You're warm when present, attentive, engaged, but you don't linger longer than necessary. You leave first. Psychological breakdown. The brain assigns value based on accessibility. When someone realizes you have emotional depth but don't orbit them, their subconscious registers you as rare, not distant. You don't feel unavailable. You feel self-contained. And self-contained people activate pursuit without asking for it. Curiosity loop. Pursuit strengthens when emotional reward feels earned, not given. They notice something strange. Around you, they feel calmer, more focused, more themselves. They don't know why. Psychological breakdown. The nervous system links emotional regulation to external cues. If someone consistently feels grounded in your presence, their subconscious tags you as a stabilizing reference point. Later, under stress, boredom, or loneliness, their mind drifts back to you automatically, not romantically, neurologically. Curiosity loop, but anchors become addictive when emotional reward becomes unpredictable. Some interactions feel intense, deep, charged. Others are light, neutral, brief. You don't explain the difference. Psychological breakdown. Unpredictable emotional reward releases more dopamine than consistent validation. This is the same mechanism behind addiction. The mind stops chasing the person and starts chasing the possibility of the feeling returning. That anticipation plays on loop all day. Curiosity loop, and anticipation grows strongest when mystery remains intact. They ask about your past. You answer truthfully but selectively. You give facts without emotional exposition. Psychological breakdown. The brain builds identity maps to predict behavior. When someone can't complete your map, their mind keeps revisiting you, trying to fill in the blanks. You become mentally simulated, imagined, replayed, not because you demand attention, but because your story remains unfinished. Curiosity loop, and unfinished stories grow stronger when emotions are mirrored, not absorbed. They express frustration. You listen. You reflect. You don't fix. You don't save. Psychological breakdown. Emotional mirroring creates resonance. It makes people feel deeply understood, But when you mirror without attachment, you provide relief without dependence at first. Over time, their nervous system associates you with clarity, but control remains yours. Curiosity loop. Control becomes noticeable when boundaries quietly assert themselves. They push slightly. A comment, a test. You don't react emotionally. You simply don't comply. Psychological breakdown. Boundaries enforced without emotion signal authority. The psyche respects what cannot be negotiated. When someone adapts to your limits, their subconscious assigns you weight, and weight lingers even when you're gone. Curiosity loop, especially when presence turns into absence. You step away, naturally, without explanation. They feel the gap. Psychological breakdown. Absence forces projection. The mind replays conversations, reinterprets signals, constructs meaning. You're no longer just someone they know. You're a question they haven't answered. Curiosity loop. Questions don't fade easily. They realize something unsettling. Around you, they feel closer to who they want to be. Psychological breakdown. The brain associates people with identity states. If someone feels elevated around you, losing you feels like losing progress. That's not attraction. That's psychological attachment. Curiosity loop. Attachment deepens when closure never arrives. Days pass. They still think of you. Not constantly, but persistently. Psychological breakdown. Emotionally charged, unresolved experiences leave lasting neural imprints. You didn't demand attention. You activated something unfinished. That's why you stay in their mind all day. It's my short advice. Protect yourself. This psychology works both ways. Watch for someone who regulates your emotions. Anxiety when they're absent. Avoid oversharing too early. Chasing clarity. Confusing mystery with depth. Mental defense. Regulate your own nervous system. Maintain emotional pacing. Anchor identity internally. Awareness restores choice. If this video stayed with you, that wasn't accidental. Like the video if you felt the pull. Subscribe if you want to understand attraction before it controls you. Comment the moment that made you pause, and leave with this question. If someone is thinking about you all day, is it attraction or psychological design?